Day 17. Do it to life before life. Do it to you. Do it to 2021. A whole year of breast cancer awareness and also self improvement, man. We're going to the next level. We're learning something. We're moving on. Like I say, today is day 17. Today is Wednesday. We're going to be talking about the ask method. And then today is seeking. It's the S in ask. From Matthew 7. Seek and you shall find. And what seeking mean, if you ever look that word up, it means to be put on the scent. The A in ask, what we do on Mondays is asking the question, which is getting us direction is what it's getting us. It's getting us direction and putting us on the scent. And once we get on the scent like a bloodhound, we supposed to stay on the scent and keep following those breadcrumbs wherever they may take us. Sometimes we get afraid and we don't keep following the breadcrumbs. We get on the scent, be like, man, that's gonna take me through the mud right there. That's gonna take me through the woods. That's gonna take me off this path I'm on right now. I may miss out on some of my friends, may miss out on some party. And that's what your brain started telling you. Your brain started telling you that maybe you're gonna miss out on some things. You may have to cut some things out. And so therefore we don't seek diligently. Therefore we don't seek our mind of food is in thinking that we're seeking, but really, if we ain't tracking or always thinking about it, then we're not seeking. Let me tell you a classic example. I mentioned bloodhound, right? Like a heat-seeking missile. Once it gets locked on to the heat signature, it's gonna follow that heat because it has a nose for it. Now we have a nose for it. Our nose is our inner man, our spirit man. Our spirit man has a nose for the right path. We get a nice feeling of peace. In this direction, no peace. This direction, peace. Even on this direction look nice and sunny, this direction look cloudy. Guess what? If I got peace in this direction, I gotta have the courage to go in that direction. You see what I'm saying? Last night, talking to my daughter, just thinking about this seeking, right? And she said, hey, look, I'm trying to get these Adidas masks, boom, boom. I can't get in. I said, you know what? Maybe they sold out. Won't you try the UK or somewhere? Huh? Try the UK? Yeah. They try the UK. They may have it. Then she went there. Yeah, hey, they won't ship to USA and boom. And so I just kind of sat there and kind of mellowed out. And then I just think, you run up against a little wall. It's back to this ask method from Matthew 7. Ask and it is given. So I said, okay, it's not my. I normally don't inquire of the Lord until my midnight hour, right? In the morning. I mean, this is something small. So I just say, you know what? Instead of beating her on the brow with, I always just now, because I say the same thing to myself, let's just go to Google. So I went to Google, asked the question. Google came up with the answer. I showed her the answer. Say, look, I'm putting you on the trail. This is the trail right here. But in her mind, she had the same phone. She had the same resources. But for some reason, because we're so smart, the brain say, no, I don't need to ask Google. I already know that they won't do it. They will not ship to the. But when I asked Google, I said, how can I get something from another country? See how we preface those answers, those questions? Just like we went over on Monday, asking to get on the trail to get the direction. The seeking is repeated asking in that direction. You see what I'm saying? Repeated asking, repeated questions in that direction. So I put her on the trail. She said, yeah, I was thinking about that, but I wasn't thinking about a company. She was asking, anybody got any friends in Europe and Canada or whatever that they can just, buy this for me and send it to me? But they got companies out there. Just as sure as you have a question, somebody else on this planet had the same question and came up with the same with an answer for it. So why reinvent the wheel? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. All we have to do is just ask and keep asking. But not only do we keep asking, remember the quality of our answers is a direct proportion to the quality of our questions. Now I was listening to the one thing. I'm gonna start going chapter by chapter starting next week. We're gonna start going chapter by chapter. And what that said is that as you start asking these questions, right? Ask these questions, but you're gonna look for, you're gonna get a bunch of answers, but you're gonna look for a bunch. You're gonna take those questions, those answers, and then you're gonna ask a question on the answers you got. Which of these answers would give me the best and most leverage, the biggest bang for my buck? Which one of these would give me the biggest bang for my buck? And once you find out which one will give you the biggest bang for your buck, or biggest three, hey, I'm at 10, I'm gonna take it down to 3, I'm gonna take it down to 2, and they say it should be a 1. You should be able to take it down to one biggest, best answer. And then you put all your resources into that one answer. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep asking, keep seeking, and then we're gonna start seeking in those best answers. I keep seeking in those best answers. You know, just like at my job, you know, I yesterday I did pull out my little sheet. I did read it. I did call one person off there as well too. And today I'm gonna do the same thing and get my X. It's small, you know, and my brain say, hey man, you're not doing enough. We don't have enough time. We need to go ahead and keep rocking. No, it's just gonna be a little at a time, because the other habits I built up over time. And this habit that I'm trying to build up, we're gonna build up over time. It may seem slow in the beginning. Hope you guys got the book. Hope you've been listening. Hope you've been reading. It seems slow in the beginning, but then it takes off. And that's what we want to do. We just laying the groundwork for 2021. Shoot, man, you know what? We may be laying the groundwork for 2022, 2023, and 2024. That's what it's saying. Because once you get your GPS, hey, this is my someday goal, and I walked it backwards, this groundwork in 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, boom, it's going to take off. Because he mentioned it in the book that he wanted the apple tree. He found out, you know, after asking questions, he couldn't get a full grown apple tree because he wanted apples now. I want some apples now. I want to be able to pick some apples. So they say, no, you're going to have to grow them. So he say, a few years later, he's got apples. But he thought as big as he possibly could. He said he didn't plant one tree, he planted a whole orchard. And now he has apples for himself and for everybody else. And that's what we're doing right now. We planting seeds that's not gonna only benefit ourselves, but it's gonna benefit those around us as well too. We're gonna be able to uplift those around us. All of us are gonna be in a better place just by planting these small seeds. So hang in there with me. This is Do It to Life. We're gonna take that saying that I did today, asking Google, and we're gonna do the Ask Google to our financial life, to our spiritual life. We're gonna get in the early in the morning, get into our Bibles and ask God how to hit these tough questions. When I first wake up in the morning, I'm gonna have my questions already written out. And I ask these same big questions every single day until I get in the right direction and I'm on the path, and then I continue to ask questions. That's all we're really doing, one thing, right? We just asking more questions. We getting in the habit of asking more questions. And I think that's a good habit to have, is asking more questions, better questions, bigger questions, higher quality questions in every area of our lives. It's your boy ObZ. Do it to life before life do it to you. Let's do it to 2021, a whole year of breast cancer awareness / cancer awareness. We're gonna be working with the spiritual, the mental, the physical, the whole 9 yards. We're gonna be working with it. Peace.